Hello. Hello. Got a little bit of echo coming through. It's fantastic. I'm Scorch McBurn, and I've just got a request to turn down the delay on the fallback, if I may. And I've got this little composition for you, and it's called My Dog Tim. And some of you may even know this tune, or at least the very first part of it. I had a little dog and his name was Tim. I put him in the bathtub to see if he could swim. He drank up all the water and I ate up all the soap. I took him to the doctor and the doctor said, no hope. But how could he give up on me? How could he be dead? After all I'd done for him, I smacked him across the head. The lousy flea-bag mongrel had really got me mad. I pulled the lungs out from his throat and I was feeling glad. But how could he give up on me? How could he be dead? After all I'd done for him, I smacked him across the head. The lousy flea-bag mongrel had really got me mad. I pulled the lungs out from his throat and I was feeling glad. I scanned him with a razor and I dug out both his eyes. I put him in the blender and I hung him out to dry. I thought I taught a lesson about leaving me to cry, but the lesson there was all for me. But I just didn't really like that dog and I may have some emotional issues.
So I've got a technical question.
Audience participation.
When I told my friends I was going to be a comedian, when I told my friends I was going to be a comedian, they all laughed. They're not laughing now. Now I'm open for questions now.
Just wondering how you hang out the dog after you put him in the blender.
Look, only I could do that. Only I could have done that. Now, I have some ideas for a marsupial-based export drive for the Australian economy.
So how long is you're a vegetarian?
Behold. Because have you ever been in a situation where you've gone into a shop and you're with somebody, you have no particular interest in being there, and so you have to stand around. Now, what if you didn't have to stand around anywhere ever at all? And this is where I give to you the Skippy. Now, the Skippy is an attachable kangaroo tail, which you hang it here, and so that whenever you find yourself in that situation, you basically just flop out, pull out comes a Skippy, which normally hangs just discreetly down here, and you can just kind of stop and prop like a kangaroo. And then when it's time to go, bounce, you're up and you're on your way. Now, of course,
as long as the top isn't a bike seat.
The Skippy, of course, comes with different variations. You've got those in club colours. The premium product, of course, comes in a kangaroo skin. Now, you've also got the variation called the Boomer, and the Boomer has the attachment actually can come out horizontally. So at the party, when someone says hello, you can turn around like that, and you can wipe everything off the table. Hilarious. Not to mention, and what about also the kids' version, which obviously is the Joey. How many little boys and girls in Japan would love a Joey? You've seen the commercial outlet here? Yeah. And it's not confined to kangaroos. I think we can move to, for example, echidnas, plumb that area. Now, echidnas, I don't know if you've seen an echidna's tummy, but they are the most beautiful, soft, brown tummy, palm-sized. So with 2 echidnas, you could make a pair of gloves. You make a glove. With 4 echidnas, you've got a pair of gloves. Now, so I'm thinking that we could, I'm thinking of an echidna farm. Now, if you could farm echidnas, let's say you'd only start with 300 or 400 head of echidna, the thing is you would want to have also a way of feeding the echidnas.
How can they go to work out how that sense?
Not sure, but I do know how to feed them. What you need to feed them is ants. Now, obviously I'm not thinking we should take echidnas out of the wild, but that we should be making an echidna farm. So please don't, I just want to make that clear from the outset.
Vegetarian echidnas?
Not at all. Well, only in the sense that echidnas thrive on ants. So with your echidna farm, you also have to accompany that with an ant farm, like a really large ant farm. And an echidna farm ought to be a welcoming farm, like a place where people can come to. A petting zoo, an echidna petting zoo. And of course, as you come into the echidna farm, you're going to a maze of ant farms. Now that in itself would be an attraction. Oh yeah. And then, of course, feeding time at the echidna farm would be a frenzy. So obviously you have seating around that area for that purpose. Now, of course, once you've got the school holiday program people in, you've got parents looking for something for their children to do, come to the echidna farm. Then you've got the gift shop. So obviously you've got gloves in the gift shop, and you have the quills, of course, which can be used for any number of products, and the electronic echidna, which would be known as the echidna. Thank you. And then of course there's the cafe. Now in the cafe you have, for example, dishes like echidna kebabs or echidna cutlets. Now I've never actually eaten an echidna, but they say that it tastes a lot like platypus. It tastes a lot like platypus. My next composition is called Should Our Emotions Control Us, or Should We Control Our Emotions?
Easy question.
Now, of course, we're not going to limit the export drive to just the marsupial-based products, but also to healthy messages, health promotion messages. And therein, I subscribe for the way of helping consumers deal with difficult information. Right? So you're confronted with 2 choices, and you'd like to know what is the healthy alternative of those 2 choices. So, for example, I'm thinking here of a range of T-shirts so that we can widespread this message. So, if you had, and gentlemen, can I put this to you? You've got a steamed dim sim here, or a fried dim sim, and a box next to it. Which box gets the tick for the healthy alternative?
Is this a trick question?
No. There's a correct answer.
It depends what the fried one's been fried in.
Well, let's say it was your standard fried dim sim and your standard steamed dim sim. Which is the healthy alternative?
Is it steamed with fluoridated water or unfluoridated water?
I don't know.
Can't make a judgment about all the facts.
All right. I think deep inside you know which the healthy alternative is.
Has to be stained.
And I think we're going to go, the green tick goes for the steamed dim sim. I think we're on the same page here. Now, what about if it was a cask of port or a flagon of port? What is the healthy alternative? Open to the floor, the healthy alternative.
What's a flagon?
A flagon of port or a cask of port?
What's a flagon?
Well, a big glass container of port.
Which produces the most carbon dioxide?
Well, I actually know the answer to this, as you would think. And if you're wondering about what the healthy alternative is, I can definitively tell you it is the flagon of port.
Okay.
And I know this because the last time I bought a large quantity of port, I asked the guy at the bottle shop what was the healthy alternative. And he pondered this for a while and then gave an eye roll. And then he put forward that it would be the flagon of port. The flagon, because being in glass, it didn't have as many preservatives as the cask of port. And I think we really need to take care about loading our system up with preservatives. So in that case, you do get the healthy alternative tick there. Or what about a durry, or a dart, or a rolly, with a filter or without a filter? What's the healthy alternative? Very good.
No,
Diesel or petrol?
It's got to be petrol.
It is petrol, correct. I can tell amongst like-minded souls here. And I think that's worth celebrating on a t-shirt. Now, my next composition is called The Man Who Tried to Root Me When I Was 14 Years Old. To Ballarat. The day was so serene. I met a man from Wombat Hill and I was just 14. A pensioner in a tartan hat who dribbled while he stood said, "Come on back to my house and maybe chop some wood." 'Cause I was such a nice boy and did what I was told. I met the local pedophile at just 14 years old. I'd hardly split a piece of wood when he said, "Come in for tea. I've had this operation and there's something you should see." He told me about his prostrate, some old moldy gland, then dropped his dax in front of me and held it in his hand. His hairless pubes poked out at me, he wiggled it about. He told me dirty stories and pulled some magazines out. "Let's go to my den," he said, while drooling in my ear. He rubbed himself against me and put his hands down here. He groped around a little bit, but I was on the ball. He didn't want me up there to chop his wood at all. So it became quite clear to me that I was a little slow, that I should button up my pants and organise to go, and feeling just a little sick, months and months on end. I shudder for adolescents who might meet my pensioner friend. Thank you. Thank you. Now, as a young lad, I was enthralled by Commando War comics, and these were comics which celebrated the daring do and the bravery of the Allied during Second World War. And one in particular that moved me was the story of Danny Sakamoto. Danny Sakamoto was an American GI of Japanese descent, and like many Japanese Americans at the time, he was treated with a great deal of suspicion. And in fact, many of them were locked up for the duration. But Danny was in fact a patriot, a true patriot, even through to the tragic end. So I give you the ballad of Danny Sakamoto. Danny Sakamoto was a tragic man. Half came from America and half from Japan. The star-spangled heart, that little wingnut is. He fought in the jungle in the bad war years. But the Yankees didn't trust him, they considered him DD. He had Coke bottle glasses and big bark teeth. And then one day on the Burma Trail, they got ambushed and the mission failed. They had a saboteur in amongst the crowd, and Danny Sakamoto wasn't around. Danny Sakamoto was a tragic man. Half came from America and half from Japan. Star-spangled heart, that little thing that is. He fought in the jungle in the bad war years. But then the next day on Burma Trail, he leapt in the bush with a scream and a wail. They cut him down and he tried to say the Japanese army was on the way. The captain got wise to Danny's plea and they hid in the jungle, quiet as a But that was no good for Danny. They killed him well. There was no recuperation. The generals in their great kindness gave Danny a posthumous decoration. 'Cause Danny Sakamoto was a tragic man. Half came from America and half from Japan. The star-spangled heart, that little wing that is. He fought in the jungle in the bad war years. Thank you very much. Now, as well as the marsupial-based export drive and health messages, I think there's great potential out there as well for a juice shop. A juice shop where the name of the juices is contained within, the ingredient of the juices is contained within the juice. So there I give you, be true to yourself. Be true to yourself. Let me arrange it. Let us pray. Or open the car door, Mom. Or peace be with you. Well, give peace a chance. We think that the pea-based juices is going to be quite a challenge, but we're already working on that at the board level. Now also McBurn Motors, we're thinking of the Great Australian, the Tradies U, gentlemen, the Great Australian Tradies U. So the base model is the clay, mid-spec is dirt, and the luxury model is topsoil.
Get it.
Well, look, I think something really special has happened here tonight. You know, I feel there's been a great bonding. Thanks to our hostess here for bringing us all together. So I have just one last tune to say farewell on, and do feel free to sing along. debut gig here tonight, so I do thank you for your warm reception.